Mount Everest. We all know Mount Everest as the highest peak in the world with elevation of 8,848.86 meters. It is Earth's highest mountain above sea level, located in the Mahalingiri-Himal sub-range of the Himalayas. There have been many expeditions throughout the 20th and 21st centuries to set foot on the pinnacle of the world. The 1953 British Mount Everest expedition was the ninth expedition that first confirmed to have succeeded when Tenzing Norgay and Edmund Hillary reached the summit on the 29th of May 1953. There were two summit routes that was used for the expedition: Northeast Summit Route and the Southeast Summit Route. During the 1924 expedition, Mallory and his climbing partner, Andrew Sandy Irvine, disappeared on the northeast ridge of Everest. The pair was last seen when they were about 800 feet vertical, 245 meters from the summit. Final attempt. Mallory proposed making a final attempt with Irvine, who possessed good technical skills with oxygen bottles and was as strong as an ox to boot. Norton acquiesced, despite Irvine's inexperience at such extreme altitude. Accompanied by 5 porters, Mallory and Irvine dashed up through the camps. They reached Camp 6 on the 7th of June, sending the porters down to meet Odell, who had climbed to Camp 5 to provide support. The porters carried a message advising Odell to look out for them either crossing the rock band under the pyramid or going up Skyline at 8 a.m. on the 8th of June. Odell began scanning the mountainside the following morning, but the ridge was obscured by mist. At 12:50 p.m., the ethereal curtain parted and he spied 2 dark dots just below the northeast ridge. He watched as they quickly climbed what he thought was the second step to the ridge, and then the mist returned. Concerned that they were well behind schedule, Odell ascended to Camp 6, which he discovered in disarray. As snow began to fall, he went outside and began calling for the men, hoping to guide them towards the camp. Forced inside by the snowstorm, Odell stayed until conditions cleared at 4 p.m., and then vacated the high camp, which would only accommodate 2 men, descending to Camp 4. He returned the next day with 2 porters and stayed overnight before continuing alone to Camp 6, where nothing had changed. Venturing further, he still found no sign of his missing comrades. Arranging 2 sleeping bags into a T-shape, which signaled to those below that no trace had been found, he descended to Camp 4. The surviving climbers left the still unconquered mountain on the 11th of June, with an enigma buried high on its frozen flanks. Mallory's ultimate fate was unknown for 75 years, until his body was discovered on the 1st of May 1999 by an expedition that had set out to search for the climber's remains. Many believe that in Irvine's pocket, there may be his camera that might have photos that could prove that the two reached the summit 29 years before Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay. Since 1924, there have been supporting claims and rumors that Mallory and Irvine had been successful and so were actually the first to reach the summit of Mount Everest. One counter-argument claims that their fleece, vests and trousers were of too poor a quality. In 2006, Graham Hoyland climbed to 21,000 feet, in an exact reproduction of Mallory's original clothing. He said that it functioned very well and was quite comfortable. A range of different outcomes has been proposed, and new theories continue to be put forward. Most views have the two carrying 2 cylinders of oxygen each, reaching and climbing either the first or second step, where they are seen by Odell. At this point, 2 main alternatives remain. Either Mallory takes Irvine's oxygen and goes on alone, and may or may not reach the summit, or both go on together until they turn back, having used up their oxygen, or realizing that they will do so before the summit. In either case, Mallory slips and falls to his death while descending, perhaps caught in the fierce snow squall. Irvine either falls with him, or in the first scenario, dies alone of exhaustion and hypothermia high up on the ridge. Whether Mallory and Irvine reached the summit before they died remains a subject of speculation and continuing research. Subscribe and enjoy to get notified with more videos.